2008 Hyundai Santa Fe climate control problem. The issue is this dial works, sometimes doesn't work, and if you wiggle it from side to side, up and down, the fan will get higher and lower. So to address that, you got to get the molding out. Along here, it's continuous. Step one is take this screw out down here and pop this panel back. And this will give you enough room to fit this side of the molding out of here. You don't have to take this off, just back it up a little bit. On the other side, that was the tricky end. Let's go over there. All right, had to get this corner started here. It was tough. I saw another video on YouTube, so I followed his process, which was get access to the side panel here and put some pressure on this end tab and push it out. And then once I was able to work it out a little bit, I took this plastic trim tool so it wouldn't damage anything, got under it, and then just slowly worked down the piece, wiggling it, listening very carefully to make sure nothing cracked. And then just once I got to about this point here, it just all popped out and removed all that. The ashtray stayed inside of it. After that, get the screws for the AC ducts here and over here. And again, you don't have to remove them. You just got to give it so you can give it a little bit of wiggle room to get this corner out. And then just there's 2 screws here and 2 screws here for the climate control. And then you can just pull that out and disconnect the plug in the back here. So I'm gonna pause it 1 second, get this apart, and then take it to my desk. Got the unit at the desk. Now, it'll be a little tough doing this one-handed, but we'll get through it. Got all these little tabs here. Just got to be gently prying them open and work that front cover off slowly. So let me see if we can figure out a way to set this phone up so y'all can see what goes on here. Don't pry hard, you don't want to snap them away. Just a little bit of pressure and just kind of slowly go around just a little bit. You don't want to, if you overdo it, you will snap the ear right off of this, especially if yours has been in the sun. All right, so we get the front cover off. Not really sure we need to do that. Anyway, then there's going to be 4 screws here. One here, one here, one here, and one here. And I have already taken those out. Took them out before I decided to make the video. So 4 little screws, no bigs. And same process with these tabs. Get in here, give it a little pressure. This one has 1 or 2 little hidden internal tabs that you got to get to. I'll show you them. So just a little bit, pry the wing up, just fold it back enough that it doesn't re-clip. There you go. So now we got them all loose. Now, here's where I found on the back side here, inside this door right here is another little internal tab. Put the screwdriver in there, give it a little pressure, and that opens that one. And do the same process on the other side. Little pressure, and that opens it. All right. So now we lift this off. You're gonna have these 2 white rings in here. I'll show you how those go in a second. Flip this sucker over, and here's what you got. Okay, you got your 2 dials right here. Essentially, your problem is right here on the dial. It's these contact areas right here are dirty and grimy, and the little springs that go underneath it. So we're just going to clean them up, re-grease them, and put it back into use. In order to get best access for these, I'm going to take this, there's 3 screws, one here, one back here, and then one over here. Take those out and this board will get access to it. Hang on, put the phone down again. Sorry, I can't see the screen. So all right. I've done these before, but on the Ford Expeditions and things, this is one of the best designs I've seen to work with. To get this dial off, there's 2 Phillips heads in the back here, very tiny. You take these out, and it gives you great access, don't lose your screw there, to this knob. Now, there's the business end. So we've got those little shiny areas there, little gold areas, and then these are your contacts on this end. And all we're going to do is clean all the grime and grease out of everything. So just the way I did it, I took a Q-tip, some electrical parts cleaner, sprayed a little tiny bit in the cap, dip the Q-tip, and just clean the area real well. And go clean these little contacts here. And then afterwards, I don't know how necessary this is, but the guy next door, I told him what I was doing. He gave me some of this old school contact lubricant. He says it's for this exact type of process. So I went ahead and did it anyway, but I assume that, I don't know, maybe a dielectric grease would work also, or nothing. Anyway, so that's just really it. Just clean up the contacts. This one worked, but it would flicker off and on. The fan speeds would jump to high to low just by wiggling the knob around. As soon as I've already done this repair, this is a redo, so I can make the video. But as soon as I put it all back together and plugged it right in, everything worked perfect. So it was a good fix. I don't have a problem with this one yet, but I went ahead and cleaned this side up also while I was in here. So put it all back together is just do everything in reverse. Let me see if I can position the phone to show you. The only difficult thing were these little rings right here. These separate the LED lights. There's 3 little bumps. One, let's see if I can get a better angle. On the ends here, here, and here, and they fit into little notches on the board. Right here, here, and then over there. So essentially just position that and they'll fall into place. And you'll feel it all of a sudden, it'll get, firm to where it's secure, both sides. So this is how those go, and they just divide up these, looks like these LED lights that are in there. So anyway, first things first, got to put our button back on. The big set of fingers up here match the larger dial. And then there's 2 screw holes on the back. You'll wiggle this around until they line up. And then just put those 2 little screws back in, which I'll do now. These 2, you need a very, very tiny Phillips. So that's that. Then put the divider rings back on here. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. Okay, that's in place. Sorry, it's not the best video. I'll have to get like a little tripod or something. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Put this black one and the gray one first, and then there's going to be the 3 shorter screws. So they're in position. Now, just lower this on top, go around, clip it all in. That's it. Take this part, clip it all back. Then put your 4 screws, the longer ones, back in the back here. Let's do that. All right, that's that. She's back together. Go test her out. All right, we're back in the car. Before you go putting everything back together, test it. Because if you did screw something up, you don't want to take everything back apart again. All right, plug it in. Look at that, wiggling it up, down, fan's not going off. Lower the speed, wiggling it, fan staying on, consistent. All the speeds are working. Now just put it back together. Everything in reverse. And one over here. All right, now, what else we got? Those off, those off. All right, now we got to put our trim piece back in very carefully. So these are all the snap clips. So we got to make sure all these line up and just slide in nice and easy. Okay, this little wing over here, we got to get behind this trim piece. Okay, everything's nice and flush. Just get a little pressure. Making me nervous. There we go. Don't be scared. Perfect. Push this one back in place. And then the one screw at the bottom is the one with the flat washer attached to it. Smells like leaving this car. All right, now back to your side. I took these 2 screws out here, didn't need to. I was hoping to get my finger in here to push on this corner of this tab. Okay, this piece here is going to go in. And then we'll put this back. And your car's fixed.